Boom. Just like that, we are live. Welcome, everybody, to the first ever Testimony Tuesday. Y'all been on here with us for I don't know how long right now. Tincture Tuesday is what we do by default. Every Tuesday, we all jump on and we do tincture together. Talk tincture, get burned, you know. What's good, everybody? Mythical Inferno in the building. So tonight is Testimony Tuesday. We're going to have a very special guest. I decided to not announce it because I wanted people to, I wanted it to be a surprise. So I'm going to send him a message with this link. And just so he knows. Just give me 1 second. Why is it not showing up? I just sent him a message a second ago. All right. There we go. Okay. No. It's trying to. Espicante is in the building. Mythical Inferno is in the house. I started a couple minutes early, guys. So, Jimmy Pickles. Jimmy, at the bottom, you'll see what looks like to me. I think it's a little camera, but it's a little, there you go. He knows what he's doing. Our special guest for tonight, the first ever Testimony Tuesday. We're going to be doing this for a while until spring. The man, the myth, the legend, Jimmy Pickles, a.k.a. Mr. Piranha is in the building.
It's right over there, the plant.
Oh, man. Yeah, you already know. That's going to be, we'll talk about that in a minute. How you doing?
Good. The Piranha.
There it is.
Good. I mean, I'm great. I'm bad. I'm horrible. Great. All combined into one big energy force field, making Earth hollow, bringing coffee to the surface, shipping out orders like an MFer, and dominating the world and annoying as many people as possible.
Yes. That's
I'm
what I like to hear,
107 orders
man.
behind schedule. People need to be patient. I have lawyer meetings every 48 hours, and that's about it.
That's what's up. All right, everybody that's watching, hit that share button real quick before we get started. That's the little triangle in the bottom. If you go down and you press that little triangle, that little kite-looking thing, it'll open up, and you can send some of these in. It just sends them directly in Instagram Messenger. If you guys would, go ahead. Anybody that's watching, hit that share button. We're going to get started here in a minute. First of all, I'm just going to kind of talk about how this came about. We had started a Tincture Tuesday. I know Johnny Scoville did one years ago, and I think even last year he did a Tincture Tuesday on YouTube, and he had people on. I watched it a few times, and I thought it was a cool idea. And then I started making tink. It's not my main thing, but I make some once in a while. Started buying tinks from people, and so I put it in my coffee every day. And so I just said, hey, we're doing burn sessions sporadically on Saturday nights. I said, let's just do Tincture Tuesday. So we've been doing that now for probably, I don't know, 6-7 months. Every single Tuesday, faithfully, we've been on. And then we said, let's do some different things. And so the first one was Titan Tuesday. What we did was we had people come on here and kind of battle each other, but we're all friends, you know, doing challenges together on here. And so we had some rough ones. People were getting lit up. We did the Titan Tuesday, and last week we finished up. We did do it on YouTube, dual video though. Me and Roger from Hot Ding Show. So that was the last of the challenges like that. And I said we want to do Meet the Chili Heads. We want to get to know people that are chili heads, growers, but of course we want to keep it chili heads. So growers that don't taste chilies, don't eat hot sauce, don't eat chilies, we're going to put them on maybe some other show, some other day. But we got tonight right here is my friend Jim. I've been dealing with him for about a year and a half. 99% germination rate on the seeds I get from him. Everything grows true. Utmost respect for this man. And he is our first guest on here. And I wanted to announce it so bad, but I was like, let me surprise people. And you want to know why? Because the people that don't know you, Jim, they might just think you're a grower. So I know you're a chili head. I know you're a hot sauce lover. I know that you're all of the above, everything to do with chilies, it just runs through your veins. So the first question I'm going to ask is this: where did this all start? As far as you can talk about your, eating hot food when you were younger or whatever, with first chilies, how did you get into all this?
Well, when I was in the witness protection plan, no, I'm messing with you. When my father was into gardening, he did tomatoes, banana peppers, Scotch bonnets, habaneros, jalapenos. And he got me involved in gardening and stuff like that. My dad was honestly a workaholic. So growing up, I didn't see my dad that much, but I did have some fond memories of 3 minutes of catching baseball, dropped me off at a hockey game, and my mom picking me up, and gardening for here and there. I think I got my work ethics from him. Must be hereditary, and he was always into gardening. I remember when I was a little kid, my grandfather didn't understand him much. They were from Germany, and I don't really speak German, but they did, and they grew like the best squash and everything, like huge. So it was pretty fascinating as a kid and everything like that. So I got into it and then as things progressed, I had bigger garden, had my own property in Pittsburgh, did that. And then after all said and done, I got fed up with the economy, and I just my anger and my passion both came together and made this company. Yes.
That's awesome, man. And we've seen a lot of any kind of people's careers, movements, anything, ministries. We've seen people where that's what it is there's something that clicks, and there is an anger there for, it's the way something is, but there's also a passion and a motivation. And you are, I think probably the hardest working person that I know, very busy all the time. And a lot of people don't understand, even when you're done in the middle of or before that, you're out picking peppers and de-seeding them. You're jumping on and doing a review of that pepper sometimes. At lunch, you might do one later, and then you're going and you're posting steadily on social media in the groups. You're showing people this is this. You explain everything really good. Your packaging is great. So yeah, man, I got the utmost respect for you. So that's how you kind of got into that. Let me ask you this. Everyone wants to know, and this is going to be a question for everybody, of course. Give me a couple of examples of when how about we do it this way? Tell me the first time you may remember getting a real heavy burn where you might have went into panic mode, and then maybe give me another example of like what the worst burn you think you ever got was.
Me or the general audience?
No, you.
Oh,
this is for
me.
you.
Okay.
Give me two panic modes. Maybe the early on panic mode, and then something else that happened later on. I don't know.
I think one of the first. Okay. I got this, and you're gonna like this. You have no freaking choice on this. So, and I have this partially on videotape somewhere. It was the first review I ever did. Spoiler alert: I knocked myself out. So I ate 3 Primos or Reapers, whatever you have to want to call them. So I ate 3 of them, and I never had that much. I'm like, for the love of God! I was like Kramer, started sweating. So I laid down on my couch, and I just started salivating, spitting in the garbage. And then I got up, and I drank like a quarter gallon of milk. And that's the worst thing you could do. And then I jump on the couch, and it's like what's it called? The accordion. And I just projectile vomited in the garbage so much. It was like probably 5 pounds of vomit in there. I lifted up to go put it in the kitchen. It started leaking. And it's like the freaking dam or something in Canada ready to bust. So it's going like this. Boom! And I went like that. I stepped on it, slipped back, hit my head, knocked myself out. So I woke up in a puddle of blood and vomit. I wish I had that whole thing on tape.
That is the absolute extreme craziest panic mode. So 3 primos. How did you manage to get past after the first one? Did you just go so fast with them that you didn't have time to think about it?
I did the Piranha mode, just chomped them down as fast as I could.
Oh my God, man. That is freaking awesome.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, my stomach hurt for like 4 days straight. And then guess what I did? Then I went for Trinidad Moruga scorpions, and I did, I think, 2 of those. And people were like, dude, you're back again? And I remember the third review was this guy, Jimmy Tillman. He's over on Pure Peppers. He used to be an administrator. He's still over there. He's a nice guy. I was kind of new to the pepper world, and this is back like 15 years ago. I mean, you know, when somebody sends you powder, you're supposed to do a little bit, not the whole damn thing. I poured the powder in my mouth. I coughed up like a desert storm. I'm like, man, I was a wreck my first couple videos. It's like, dust.
Oh my God, man. That's like, crazy.
You were supposed to add it on like cream cheese and a cracker, and I'll pour it down your damn throat. I'm like, dude, send more. This is the best.
Wow. Yeah, you're the one that turned me and my wife onto powders last year. I always had some pepper powder around. You know, we always used it for years. I mean, we've always stayed ghost pepper powder and stuff, you know, in our cupboards. We put it in food. But when you asked me last year, you said, hey, you want to review some powders? And I'm like, yeah, sure, man, send them. And then I was like, so we started doing that with either goat cheese or cream cheese and the crackers like that. I always take the little Crockett and Tubbs Solo Bite. You know how they used to test the cocaine in Miami Vice? Lick it, put it in the bag. And so I always take a little Solo Bite of the powders, but then we put them on the crackers. And, man, my wife's addicted to it. Like, she's literally, like, loves it. I have to hide the powder. Any powder I have, I hide from her all season until there's no more peppers, because otherwise she'll eat that.
She likes it more than you, I think. I love her enthusiasm. It's fantastic. Yeah. She's like, enough words, just do it.
Yeah, she's nuts, man. But yeah, and I love it too. We actually been waiting to. I'll give everybody a heads up. I got something I'm gonna do. I hung out with Troy Primo a couple times in the past month, and he actually gave me a little bag of his powder from him.
Louisiana
so
Creeper?
I'm gonna do
Is it the Louisiana Creeper?
No, his Primo powder.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got Louisiana Creeper upstairs, the powder.
But I'm gonna give Mrs. Bullcow a blind taste test of Ed's Reaper powder versus Troy's Primo powder. I know the outcome already, but I'm going to give her a blind taste test. We'll do it on YouTube or something, but I'm going to let her be the judge as to which one's hotter and which one's taste better. And I think we know the answer to that. Yeah, and so anyways, what about, let me ask you this. What's your favorite, you can name 1 or 2 or 3 even. What's your favorite mid-hot? And when I say mid-hot, I'm talking from 300,000, like MOA Scotch Bonnet to maybe Yellow Ghost or Ghost Pepper. So 300,000 to 800,000. What's your favorite peppers in that range?
This is probably a little bit less than that, but one of my favorites is Rainforest. That's way less than that. If you want Scotch Bonnet, I have a cappuccino. Of course, that coffee, but cappuccino habanero. That's one of my all-time favorites. I think I still have seeds on the site. I'll grow them again next year. There's that. Let me think. Oh, you know what? Like brown jalapeno is one of my favorites. Now, if you're going to get to super hots, of course, I'm biased. The JP Piranha.
You know that.
which will be released the end of 2023. Primotalii, chocolate Primotalii, golden Primotalii, caramel Primotalii. Actually, I like the caramel the best. Sorry, folks, I sold out like really freaking quick.
I got some. I knew you were going to sell out of them. I bought them. You know, you remember you sent me some a couple weeks ago. I was on it.
Yeah.
I
sold like 300 packs like really freaking quick, and I had to save my own supply. People were begging for it. All for an extra $100. I'm like, it's not worth it. I need it. I need all I can get. Yeah, and unfortunately, like I did say to the pepper community, and clearly I didn't provide, but I especially have 500 varieties on my website with my mom passing away unexpectedly. I lost like $20,000 in seeds. I'm not even joking. About 20 grand in seeds. But like I couldn't get chocolate Primotalii on the site, and I lost most of those. So I'm going to have to grow like 100 plants, and that's about it. Which I wanted at 400 or 500 plants. Yeah, I mean, crap happens. I'm doing well. I did that 50% off sale. That's still good for a couple weeks. Due to circumstances and everything, I have to pay lawyer fees, probably $600 a week.
Hey, give me the code again. I'm going to write it down and I'll flash it a few times for people cool. While you're talking.
Yeah,
do you remember it?
50%. I know it in my sleep. 50%, 20 orders.
Wait a second. Hold on. What? That's the code?
That's the code. It was originally 20 orders, but I decided. I mean, I got like $7,000-8,000 bills every week, so I extended it. And
it's like that.
50%, 20 orders. Yes,
that's the code. Okay, guys, you seen that? Guys, go. Put that code in and get your. You're not going to get this. This is not an everyday thing. And Pickles always gives good deals and always gives free stuff, and he looks out, man. And I mean, he's blessed me beyond belief. But that you're not going to get that kind of deal, guys. So when you're done watching this video, you're going to go to jppepperseeds.com, and you're going to go and you're going to order some isolated seeds. And Jimmy Pickles is my #1 seed vendor. The only time I go elsewhere is if he just runs out of something and I'm being impatient, or if it very rarely there'll be something that he doesn't have. And so, but I still got seeds from you from last year that I never planted because I had so many varieties, and then I got more this year. And then you give me so much free stuff. I'm like, damn, I'm good. But it's good. But even a couple times I've got doubles. Like you'll send me a free one, I'll order the same one, forgetting. And I bless people. I had a guy that lost his house burnt down, and so I sent him 50 packs of seeds. There was a couple JPs in there, your stuff, and he was so ecstatic about it. I'm like, man, don't worry. I was blessed with these. I want to bless you with them. So yeah, cool. You got some. I love listening to your stories about those primos, man. It's like when I called you that day and I said, hey, did you try the JP Piranha? Of course I know you did, but you said, yeah, man, it made me puke.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't want to put anybody in panic mode or put anybody in making them postpone orders, but come January, February, I'm adding more types. I don't have time right now. I'm going to be honest. I'm stuck in it. I'm probably going to do a lawsuit against a nursing home, and I have to process an estate, which is a year process. 2 to 3 days out of the week, I'm doing legal paperwork and everything else. And I'm actually even looking into properties for another state. And I found out I cannot settle this estate for 1 year, so I'll probably get that fuck out of Pennsylvania, if I'm allowed to swear. So to have a lower... I need 3, 5, 10 acres. That's what I need, and I need to hire people. And I plan on getting bigger.
Look into North Carolina because we'd love to have you here. I mean, we've got Johnny. Everybody's down here. There's an excellent. The thing about it, I like it here is that, granted, summer can get a little rough, July and August, but it's a little hot for my Yankee blood. I'm from New York, so. But the thing is that I just treat those 2 months. Of course, I got to go out and tend to pepper plants, but I treat them besides that like they would be January and February where you are, where we stay inside a lot, and we just kind of, rely on the heater. Well, I just rely on the air conditioner to keep me comfortable in the summer. But besides that, I mean, we get a pretty long growing season here. We got one small frost like the first week of November, and it didn't even kill my plants. Like it didn't kill them. They were still going. And so we get a season here from, April until November. And I think I think if I was you, I'd come somewhere down this way where you can, if you got to go back up home, you're only 6 hours away.
Yeah, there's not much
You know,
keeping me in Pennsylvania. So, I mean, to be
yeah,
honest, I actually thought about making a movie on my life. To be honest, most of my friends were killed off. So, it's getting rough in Pittsburgh. It's all gangs and mafia type. So, it is what it is. And politics are corrupt here. I should know.
Yeah.
So North Carolina was one. I got some bankers here that moved to North Carolina. They could possibly be investors if I needed them. If they were trying to throw me money, cash in hand, and I handed it back. I'm like, nope, I'm doing this on my own. I think important doing a business is baby steps. You go too big, too fast, you're going to fail. You get too much weight on your shoulders. So that's why I started out 8 years ago, and I started out doing like 200-300 plants, and I was still a welder, lab tech, and all that crap. And then within 3 years, I started doing 1,000, 2,000, 4,000, up to 5,000, and I have 3 locations in Pittsburgh. The other locations, I do hire people to take care of the stuff, but I'm going to be honest, they're too busy chasing women, going to the gym, and going to Las Vegas. And that's the truth. So the production, I don't expect too much out of them. I got to go check on what they're doing. And I'm already stuck here half the time on orders. Oh, and one little tidbit with this sale, go ahead and order. I'll hook up your orders, everything. Expect a week before I ship them out. I backed up 107 orders. Just 2 weeks ago, I had over 1,000 orders backed up, over 1,000. There was not enough coffee. And I just pulled out my coffee. I have over 50, 60 pounds of coffee. And if you don't believe me, you can look on Operation Capsaicin video today. When I was on there earlier, I just pulled out all the coffee. And it was like this much. And one bag was 5 pounds. And there was probably 20, 30 bags. So
ain't nobody mad at you. Buy in bulk, man. If you're going through that much, it's like, I'll be honest. I run out. I don't drink a lot at home because I work in an office during the week and sometimes on Saturdays. But I'll just buy a little can, or something, or I'll order something. I buy chili infused coffees. I try to support the small guys too. But before I know it, I'm like, man, how the hell did I go through that? So yeah, I think I'm going to buy bigger amounts, and so I have it because it won't go to waste. I'm going to drink it.
Yeah.
So that's cool, man. So what do you got planned for 2023? We know you got the JP Piranha is going to drop.
Yeah, basically bigger stock. I was going to move, but due to circumstances, looks like I'm stuck in Pennsylvania for at least one more year until things get released. What else is there? I might do some small traveling, 1 or 2 cities. And, crap. I need some time off. I might go to New Jersey here, and then maybe February or something, for a few days. That's why, Philadelphia, New Jersey, I always go down there. A bunch of my friends moved to New York, New Jersey, Philly, North Carolina, Florida, and those are the places I tried to visit. So, yeah, I haven't had much. When I take a day off, it's a half day, and I can feel it. My customers can feel it when I take a half day off. They're like, "Where the F is my order, Pickles? It's been 5 days. I'm gonna reverse the payment on PayPal." And then yesterday, I fought 4 people to get it back because it was 5 days late. And people expect expectations. Amazon, you buy from Amazon. Amazon is raising the bar for shipping, and then small companies like me now. I mean, I'm well to do, but it took me 7 years of just freaking almost getting a heart attack every day, pushing the limit, just like Scarface, push the limit. But it's beyond absurd what I do. People like, my favorite quote of all time is actually not from a supporter, it's from a hater, and I loved it. I freaking loved it. They're like, you know what? The quote was, F Jimmy Pickles. Anybody can do what he does. Dropping a net on a plant, so what? Anybody can do it. You know, I always remember that because those people clearly couldn't. You have to sacrifice. It's about sacrifice. You know,
Right.
I mean, I can't even hold a relationship. I dated a girl for a month and saw, I love, you know, I must love her, blah, 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 blah. Hey, I got to get orders out, you know, and they're like, you're ignoring me, and they all go away. You got to sacrifice time and money. 80% of my income goes back into the company every single year.
That's right.
So,
And
I mean, that's, I've been tripling in size. I'm starting probably, even with the sale, I'm going to, when I separate all my packs, I'll have 2 seed rooms, 2 of them, wall to wall. So,
oh yeah, man. That's
I mean,
what's
you
up.
can glue them all
And guys,
together and make walls for a house.
and this is, and guys, anybody that's watching, I mean, most of you guys know Jimmy Pickles. I'll tell you how I found Jimmy Pickles was the first time I heard his name was from Johnny Scoville. Johnny had mentioned his name a few times. And then the second time was, well, he was just talking about haters. Guys that were saying, so there's even guys that claim they isolate. When you ask them, hey, go do a live video in your backyard and show me your isolation, they won't show it to you. They don't isolate. There's only a few people that do isolate in this country. And, you know, right? There's only a couple. And Jimmy's very transparent. You guys go watch his YouTube. Go to it's Jimmy Pickles Pepper channel on YouTube, and subscribe. Hit the notification for all. And Jimmy's very active on there. Like he jumps on and does lives. And while he's working, he just bullshits with you and talks to you and answers questions. He's been very helpful with me. I had a good grow last year. I think I had one issue. I had a nutrient deficiency in there were double-topped bonsai plants, and something that I did for reasons that I have a HOA. It's a long story, but Jimmy's been very helpful with me also. I watch his videos, and I mean, and they're just so simple. I just watch it and do it. I don't have to go even rewatch or call them and ask them and stuff like that. But he's very knowledgeable, very helpful. You've been doing this for what now? How long have you been growing peppers for?
My entire life, since I don't know, 6 years old. I took a couple of years off, you know, when I lived up in Edinburgh and all that, and Indiana and a couple other states. But yeah, I mean, basically my entire life. I've been doing a company for it's going on 8 years, running a company. And yeah, I've doubled or tripled every single year. You know, one of the best things to do is, no matter what, educate yourself and just try to catch energy from other people. That's what, I mean, coffee doesn't always cut it. So I'll talk to people. If my energy levels are low, I'll talk to somebody, and their enthusiasm spreads to me for positivity. And, you know, just it's hard to be motivated 24/7. I've been training myself to be more motivated. About 3-4 years ago, I mean, there's people to this day that they're like, Pickles is very standoffish. Don't ask him a question. I try, and one guy's like, I try to be friends with him. He just shunned me. And, you know, the truth of it all is, yeah, I'm guilty of those things. It's a learning process. People do try to be friends with me all the time, hundreds of people. And I'm like, I don't even have time to watch television. But I will talk. But if you get me on the telephone or telephone for Messenger, I will talk your ear off to them. Like, for God's sake, Pickles, man, I got a family. My wife's crying. Freaking, you know. But if it's Messenger or typing, I'll get tired of it real quick. I'm like, dude, I just lost 10 minutes. You know, emails are the same way. I used to do voice to text. I won't do it anymore because I won't even proofread. It's like I said something to one guy, purple elephants with tutus or something. You know, what the hell are you talking about? I want to know about how long it takes to germinate. Not elephants or tutus. You making fun of me, Pickles? And he blocked me. I'm like, man. Man. Yeah. So, I mean, it's a learning process how to deal with it's like 2,000 people a day. I mean, right before I came on here, I answered 6 or 7 people on email within minutes of their messages. Yeah, I've learned sometimes it's better to ignore people than to answer people if I don't know the proper terminology on. And there's a message right there by a Weisenheimer sending me a message now. But oh yeah, it's crazy. I get a lot of drunk people at midnight. So Pickles, man, freaking. Some of the messages always stick in my head. They're like, Pickles, man, if I come to Pittsburgh, can I bring my baby to get a picture with you? And I'm thinking to myself, I'm just a seed vendor and a hybridizer. Sure, I'm a little famous in the pepper community, but overall, the pepper community is not like freaking A-listers, pictures with. I charge $5 for my picture taken with your baby.
There you go. Yeah,
man.
And trust me, me and Pickles have talked early in the morning, man. I'll get up sometime and he'll be online, or he'll send me a message already. And yeah, you're up working, man. And that's what it's about, man. It's great. It's just literally getting to know you over the last year and a half, and I mean, you do excellent business with everybody. You always treat everybody fair. You've been very helpful with me and a lot of other people out there. I'm going to go to the comments now. If you guys have any questions for Jimmy, go ahead and leave it in the comments. You guys want to do any Q&As, ask him right now. You know, whatever it is, ask him. He'll answer it. Trust me. And if you guys don't, that's fine too. But figure if anybody, or you want to give Jimmy a shout out, go ahead. There is a lot of comments. A lot of people were saying hi. But we were talking, so I kind of read. I didn't ignore you guys. I've been reading them as they pop up. I just haven't done a big time scrolling. But while you guys are typing, I'm just going to give a couple shout outs to some of the people watching. We do got Chilipino. Chilipino, you know I'm going to have you on here. So, girl, I will get with you. We got Dr. Duck Butter in the house. Hey, you know, Jimmy, Dr. Duck Butter got some orange variants from your Dragon's Breath, and he sent me some. And guess what?
Oh, yeah.
Me and my wife split one in multiple pieces, and it rocked us. And then I had one left, had it in the fridge for 2 weeks. I gave it to Johnny when I seen him. Johnny ate one of my peppers, and he ate about half of that, and he was lit. So, oh yeah, those things were insane. Late for work is here. We got Mythical. We got Mythical Inferno Farms in the building. Kevin K. Deathridge Peppers. And I think Evil Llama. I went up quite a bit. Harry Potter, Chili's, and Holy Monkey Farms. All right, so the question is, Jimmy, what's your favorite part about growing peppers? That's a question from the Alepi Dimension. Favorite part about growing peppers?
Honestly, it's just getting that fresh pepper, the first part of the season, and now applying it to some foods and just freaking going crazy.
Excellent, man. Yeah, and luckily watching you was a big time change for us. I get wrecked easy, you know. I can eat powder better. You know, you've seen I've been doing some challenges lately and stuff. And, you know, while, you know, if I do multiples or I eat something, I get pretty lit. But with fresh pods, I eat them on my food constantly. And so last year we were reviewing pods and we were eating a half of one or a whole one with no food. And my wife kept saying, just do what Pickles does. Get a cracker, get some cheese, whatever, enjoy it. Take a solo bite, you know, explain the flavor and the heat, but enjoy it. And so we did this year. We reviewed a lot of our pods. Of course, I'd eat maybe half or a quarter plain, and then the rest with food. And it was great. It was so much better because that's my natural habitat. That's how I eat them on or off camera, you know. So it was just more natural, man. And there's a lot of times YouTube views don't do great, but it's like, guess what? If I'm eating my breakfast and I just turn the camera on, it ain't no loss on my end, you know?
Yeah.
So that's one thing that's cool is watching you review the peppers, explain the flavors. You've been doing it a long time. You know what you're talking about. Once in a while, watch you get wrecked. Let's see. We got – all right, so Passion for Growing said now – oh, wait, I'm sorry. Do you have the same passion for growing now as you did when you started out?
No, it is increased. It's increased in different areas. So when I first started out, I just my goal was to grow all the different varieties, and there's thousands and thousands. I've grown over 2,000 varieties. Probably have over 2,000 in my personal stock and everything else. It's like running I'm running a company, so I think differently throughout the day. In the beginning of the day is my trend is black coffee. I wake up and I chug it, and I have a mini fridge in my bed, and then I chase it with milk, and then I run into the shower up, and then my goals are just to get the orders out, and then I go back to the passion of peppers, but as time goes by, analogy here, it's almost it's a funny one. If you ever watch Stephen King's Lawnmower Man, you ever see that movie? Towards the end, he becomes like the Matrix, and my mind starts thinking differently, analytics and stuff. I start studying other seed vendors, hot sauce, stuff like that. That's why Jimmy Pickles reaches higher in analytics than peppers. That's actually why I use the name, and stuff like that. So I start working that way. One guy, and I'm very impressed, one guy called me out. He's like, you were using the same hashtag as me, and you jumped up higher on points in 1 month on Google. I'm like, you don't own that hashtag. Anybody could do a hashtag isolated seeds. He wasn't doing that. I was doing a hashtag chili seeds and stuff like that. But after hashtags, it's like hashtag viral videos was something that was going viral on the YouTube world and stuff like that. But it's like you have to figure it out. So it becomes like a computer game. And if I drink enough coffee, I will be the game. I won't be in the game. I will be the game. So
that's awesome.
I think of just different things. I love photography. So, I mean, I can look at my seed labels and I will look at them and I'll be disappointed. That was done in 2 seconds in a hurry. Or that one I spent with the lighting, or I might have took 50 shots. Or I'd have better pictures of those, but I lost them in the mix because I take like 10,000 pictures a year. Okay, Adams 306 says, Jimmy, anyway, you start shipping to Canada. Sorry to hear about your loss. Thank you. I do not ship outside the country, various reasons. There are people, things are behind the scenes, and eventually you will hear about it in due time. But people are trying to shut me down. And if I ship outside the country without a sanitary license and proper shipping and paperwork and stuff like that, they will shut me down. They try to shut me down multiple times. And I've kept that secret. So you will all hear about that in the future. And maybe just some people will be exposed. One guy's out of business. So, I didn't do anything to him. He ruined his own name by going after people and stuff here in Pittsburgh. So, it's beyond absurd. What's up, Miller? So I think that's my long answer.
Chilipino asked, what are you most excited to grow in 2023? I already know the answer, but you can answer her that.
I guess the Piranha.
Yeah, exactly, man.
Yeah, I do apologize.
What's up, Miller?
I actually did do international at one time. I shipped to Italy, Australia, Canada, Lithuania. If you notice my post, I used to ship to Enigma, if you know the group Enigma. They did the soundtrack to Sliver and various other things. But yeah, I've been friends with them, and they live in Germany, England, and Lithuania. Everything got to them fine. Everything got to Chris Fowler fine. But I'm telling you, 30% of the orders shipped out got lost, 30% loss of income, and I had to do extra paperwork and spend extra expenses. And they can find you on anything and everything. And I will tell you one quick story. I know I can be long-winded, but the U.S., I did find a legal loophole If you guys ever want to start marketing your seeds in other countries, you can do it legally through United States military bases. But I will tell you, there's a massive downfall. The downfall was they inspect those seeds pretty damn hard. One base soldier, I think in Iraq, bought them. It was like $2,000 worth of seeds and mixed them all together. And here's a guy risking his life for me and for our country, and he wanted me to identify every single seed. And we're talking thousands of dollars worth of seeds. It was like $4,000 or 4,000 plants. So I actually, those negative experiences, you can take the positive. That occasion, all I do is send the pictures. You match it up. This is your order. You match it up, and based on description, certain peppers look alike. So if you mix them up, you should just forget about it. Because you might never. I mean, like, for example, Santa Lucia Island looks a lot like Caribbean Red, but Santa Lucia Island's a little bit smaller, sweeter, and tastes like a Hawaiian punch. But it's like, if you don't know these things, and I don't have time to teach every single person, I'll give you 30 seconds. I actually tell people, I'm like, I'm on the clock. Let's go. Okay, what advice do you have for growing peppers? Number one, patience. Patience. The biggest, not complaints, but the biggest concerns are germination. It's about moisture, heat, patience. I could get your seeds to pop in 48 hours, but if you have a job, they're going to burn out. There's just too many issues, too many problems for that. Just be patient. Enjoy it. Growing plants is not about speed. It'd be cool to get a pepper plant and just freaking throw it in the microwave and it freaking grows up freaking 5 foot and blows through the freaking screen and you got peppers instantly. But it's not the way it is. You must be patient and pay attention to what the plant will actually speak to you. Not literally, but it'll tell you about the calcium. If your leaves are bumpy, like bubbles, and I don't mean bubbles from Trailer Park Boys, but bubbles. But yeah, it just means it's a calcium deficiency. If you see a little bit of a yellow and black ring around there, it could be a sunburn or it could be a magnesium burn as well. There's a lot. There's charts. I try to pass around the community. As I get bigger, I see myself pulling back from the groups and not being as active. I'm like freaking, what's it called? Chinese store. I'm like trying to store the ads at you. So you'll get bombarded. But for the love of God, Pickles, you're spamming. It's like wallpaper all over my newsfeed. Once Pickles ad's going to be over. And then I'll disappear for the day. I mean, I'm trying to make quota. But, all right.
That's right. Hold on? Mrs. Bokow has a question for you.
Okay.
Come here. Go ahead. You can ask him, honey. She's not decent, so she's not going to be on camera, but she's next to it. What do you want to ask him? I forgot.
Are there any health problems you have that capsaicin helps you manage?
Oh, yeah. What do you think peppers have done for your health?
Has it helped you short-term, long-term?
There's a good one.
I know it circulates the blood a little bit better, stuff like that.
That's right.
There's lots of vitamin C in peppers. I do feel healthier. And I tell you what, I mean, when you're working long hours, there's a lot of things that go through your mind. I've worked over 18 hours. I do not recommend it. It's entering a new dimension. It really is. You feel a little crazy. That's when you go off on somebody in a pepper group or something like that. But yeah, it's a mood lifter. It makes you feel better. You're connecting with people, which is good for your mental stability, circulation, vitamins, happiness,
digestion. We can't forget about that. Yeah, try not eating any hot sauce or anything hot or any super hots for a couple days, and you'll learn real quick that you need them. And I'm sorry, but there's so many of us that really literally can attest to that. Yeah, they do. They help speed up your metabolism. I forgot about that. Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
And it makes crappy foods better.
It does. Yes. Oh my gosh, man. Guys, once again, I'm going to flash the code. It's 50, then the percent sign, 20 orders. So 50% off 20 orders. jppepperseeds.com. If you're watching this after the live, which many people do, and we do want to thank the people that are watching. We still got 12 hanging on right now that are watching live, and we had other people that jump in and maybe have to put the kids to bed. That's fine. A lot of people come back and watch later. And then we see a lot of the people watch the videos once they're published and posted. And so you're going to go to jppepperseeds.com and order some seeds. They're isolated. Jimmy's going to hook you up. You're going to be very happy with the outcome. And let me tell you something else about Mr. Pickles here. He doesn't let his seeds get 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years old and then send them to you. He's maxed out at 2 seasons. He gives up free seeds because he wants them good germination rates for you. And we know, we bought seeds before I met Jimmy. I bought seeds and 0% germination rate. And the reason why is they were old. And that's some big companies that do that. They don't keep track. They have the money, they have the workers, they have everything in place to be able to give those old seeds away or throw them in the garbage and replenish, and they don't. They literally just keep stacking seeds on top, and you get them and they don't germinate, and you wonder why. They tell you on the cards that you get with them to soak them in black tea. You do not have to soak your seeds in black tea. The only time you'll soak them in black tea is if they're old, you know?
Yeah, I've sold to a lot of people. I've sold to some of the largest corporations you could ever imagine. I don't think they want me to. I'll tell you in private, but I won't say here. That recent a major corporation bought from me. A botanist. I'll say her name was Melanie. Still is, but yeah, I've talked to them, and they talk to me about their processing of seeds. They don't sell seeds, but they do plants and stuff like that. I talk to other companies that are on Facebook. You know, the company that you make fun of has bought from me as well. And I've talked to their purchasing agents, and they told me what they do. Their seeds are like 10 years old, 7 years old. I know one guy was 12 years old. He actually took the seeds. He got an assistant, and the assistant's like, no, that's why you're having issues. And this guy, like, the assistant's pretty smart, and the owner was pretty smart, but he was business suave, but he was not agricultural suave. And he dumped his seeds and stuff like that, and like probably $100,000, $200,000 worth of seeds dumped. And he was getting a lot of negativity. And I was a customer of him at one time. I mean, generally speaking, it takes longer to germinate. They were still good. A lot of people will give up and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm not here to bash any other companies. It just, I see a process, you know. It's just, you know, you could do refrigerator systems. I don't recommend putting them in the fridge because, especially if your kids open up the door, moisture, humidity, but there's proper refrigerators to keep them in. Like seed banks, stuff like that they have.
Yeah, and if you're not using a seed bank, that's my thing is I give away my seeds. I've actually got, I don't even know where they are. Oh yeah, I've got like 25 packs here, you know, from last year. So there's some Pickles ones in here that I just didn't get to plant or I had doubles of, you know. But I give them out. I give them out after a year. Just any seeds I get that's extra, I get people send me stuff. If it's not isolated, I tell people grow and see what you get, you know, whatnot. Maybe you'll get an accidental cross and it'll be cool. I don't know. But whatever. Yeah, that's the thing is you give those seeds to people. If they're getting free stuff, they're getting the best deal on the market. You know, $4, $5 for a pack of seeds. You give them a free one. You got sales going on. They're isolated. You can't beat that. Nobody can beat that. And all these guys, you know, these guys that are trying to undercut 50 cents or $1, think about, first of all, their seeds aren't isolated. Second of all, they got a real bad habit, a lot of guys, of mixing seeds up. that's a whole nother story. We could do a documentary on that alone, Jimmy. But you got, we all know the companies that's happened with and people it's happened with where they're not organized and they want reapers, they get habaneros, they want this, they end up getting this, and then they ruin credibility. Or you see people that just they try to get over because they rank on Google. There's one company I will never do business with. They rank high on Google. Guess what? I fell victim to them because I went to Google before I actually went into Facebook and other places, and I bought stuff and I got ripped off. And I said, sent them an email. They didn't care. So I actually seen them a couple weeks ago.
They bought off from me. I actually cut them off. They're subcontractors. I don't know if you knew, blasted me. I cut them off is what I did. What they do is they buy my seeds. They hire subcontractors. I know some of the subcontractors. I got stories about the subcontractors. I mean, like really weird crap. Some of the weird shit that they got involved in. But basically that company, the guy who originally owned it wasn't a bad guy. And then he sold it to in-laws, and then the in-laws sold it to an investment group, a young investment like stockbroker group. They're doing the best they can, but I don't like the way they conducted business. They would buy from me, keep me on the phone for 4 hours in the middle of the night while I'm trying to sleep. I would give them a deal. They would copy and paste my descriptions and put it on their site. So if you see certain sites, it's the same description. It's my words. And they even took some of my pictures and stuff. And, I'll have enough coffee and I'll be like, freaking Scarface over here. I'm like, I'll just cut you off. We'll hire more people. We can always get seeds from me. I'll figure it out. But yeah, it's crazy. They hire anybody. Subcontractors, they don't do quality control. And that's the issue. I know one lady, she used to work for that company. I had a falling out with her. She actually got drunk one time, had a wine. A famous chef went to her house. I can't mention her name for legal reasons. A famous chef went to her house. She took pictures and stuff, sent it to me. She used to buy seeds for me. She was a subcontractor for him. And she got mad at me. He got real cocky with me. She's like, I'll go to eBay. And this is where I found out some of the truth, which I will not throw people under the bus because it creates a war. And I've gone that path before. But she bought Reaper seeds by the pound and sold it to another company. And he was charging $8 a piece. And this is back in the day. And I bought a bunch from him. And they all came out habanero. And he's, it's your fault. And then she got drunk, told me that she was dealing with two companies. One here in the U.S. and one over here. I'd pretty much threw out the map for you. And yeah, I think you already know both vendors. But yeah, they were buying off eBay and just reselling them. Boy, that guy's sending me a lot of messages. I have a lot of good people I talk to. We all come up with funny memes and stuff. Sometimes the memes leak out to the public.
That's right.
But it's
all right, guys.
Yeah, I learned the networking and how people do things. I learned, I felt blessed too. I mean, I know people look up to me and stuff, and I look up to certain individuals, and it's a weird process. Somebody told me, you don't really grow up until the people you look up to become equal, and
right.
in your industry, and I had a 4-hour conversation with somebody I looked up to. Well, I still do. Last night, and all these other people I talked to, like $100 million corporations, and all these times, and it's getting to the point. Everything looks great. The veneer looks great. Like the names are like beyond impressive. These are like billion-dollar corporations, and I'm dealing with them now. So I'm getting bigger. But I start wiping the veneer and asking them questions and how they do things and the questions they ask me. And I'm like, you guys know flowers and you don't know peppers. And it's amazing what people don't know and how much research. I dived into this capsaicin pool full force. And it's amazing. I think that's why I'm becoming a leader in sales. Sure, I had to do 50% off, but my bills are probably enough for 3 to 4 households, per week.
That's right.
For a year. So it's going to be absurd. And then within a year or two, I'm going to move. Maybe North Carolina. Maybe we'll be neighbors. I'll throw a slingshot pepper at you.
That's right, man. Yeah, seriously, think about it. It's really nice here. It's more expensive now than when I moved here. I moved here in 2012 or 11. I think it was. I moved here in 2011. Okay. I mean, my first place was $500 a month. It was a nice duplex, and so the price of everything all around. I mean, think about South Carolina, Tennessee, dirt cheap a couple years ago, and now you look and you're like, oh, so things are, of course, they're not Pittsburgh high. They're not, everything's cheaper here than where you're at. But it's not as dirt cheap as it was, but there's also other parts, right where I live, there's still some cheap real estate. Here, that Hot Shots distribution is here now where I am, where they they used to be in Charlotte. Charlotte's so big, it's so big in the traffic and everything out there. And so, yeah, man, thank you for jumping on. We've had a great time, and it's good to talk to you and let the people know, man, this is Jimmy Pickles and this is what he's about. And everybody that watch, we appreciate you guys. You guys are the ones that are the backbone of this pepper community. You guys are good, faithful customers. And like I said, guys, once again, I'll flash it. It's 50, then the percent, and then 20 orders. jppepperseeds.com, and subscribe to his YouTube channel, Jimmy Pickles.
One last statement. So I'm not mentioning the name. I had a conversation with a friend that you know of, and I'm totally not mentioning the name because I respect all the people. But I will say something, and this is actually amazing. This is a positive thing, kind of negative but positive. Some of the old timers in the community, the Hall of Fame or hot sauce people, are freaking getting pissed off at you guys because you guys are getting more aggressive, more progressive. The thing is, the difference between now and back then, and I pissed people off, and I'm glad I am, and I'm going to continue doing it. Hashtag Pickles really is a prick. But but the thing is, you have to be motivated. The floodgates are open. I was there before the floodgates were open. And those guys, they did great jobs. I respect them. I salute them. I will support them if they need extra support. Some of the old timers and stuff. But the thing is, they didn't have the competition. Like even seed vendors, some of the guys before me, they have great companies. They don't do what they should. You know who you are. But, I mean, you didn't have to put the progression. You didn't have to chug coffee till you threw up and chug more. It's a different world now. It's peppers. If you're going to make it, it has to be like Wall Street. You have to treat your company like Wall Street. And that's what I treated it. And I loved it because, the things that pissed me off now make me happy because people getting mad just means I'm winning. And I surpassed people who were in the industry 20 years. I surpassed them, most of them. Not all of them, but most of them. And I will surpass them within a year or two, completely surpass them. And it's because of positive energy, coffee energy, and just the love and passion. It's about sacrifice.
Yeah, and Jimmy's proof of this, guys. So, you think Jimmy's got a company, he's ranking on Google, his name is known, he's respected. Jimmy still posts and interacts more with the pepper groups with online. He's on Facebook, YouTube, he's on Instagram. He is more engaged than the newbie that should be doing what he does. Okay, so I got to say this. My last thing is, guys, anybody that's watching this, that's a small channel, small following. I'm small still, and that's fine. But stay tuned because all of us, there's some things coming Jimmy knows about. He's a major part of it that in about 6 months, all of us are going to benefit from. every one of us, somehow it will trickle down, and we are all going to eat from it. So if anybody, what I have to say is the guys out there that, you know, you lost a lot of plants to aphids last year, you know, come back this year stronger, do something different. You overwatered, big time problem. People overwatering little tiny seedlings. All you do is you plant a backup tray in case you do that, you know. Anybody that's small, that's reviewing sauces, keep doing it. Keep doing it. I got 650 videos, all right? I don't even have that many subscribers. I think that's 620 or something. But you just keep doing it. You keep putting out content. You keep posting every day. Don't get sick of it. If you get sick of it, you're really truly not in this. But take advice from Jimmy Pickles. Watch what he does and do what he does.
It's
progression, and you'll be all right.
And just consistency. You know, and the thing that we're not allowed to talk about, just a little tidbit. I've been on it for 3 years. I don't know if you know that.
I know all about that. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was an interesting journey.
It's going to be a big deal for all of us, whether you're somebody that's involved like Jimmy, big time, somebody that minorly involved like myself, or somebody that's not involved at all. You are going to benefit from this. Your channels on YouTube, your Facebook, your Instagram is all going to get traction from it. Right now, the pepper community is outrageous. It's growing like crazy, and it's going to do nothing but grow. There's many times where I felt like giving up. I don't make any money from this right now. I'm a hobbyist as far as making products, as far as growing, all of that. The amount of free stuff I give away, if I do sell a couple peppers here and there, it's just reimbursing the shipping for the free stuff I gave out. But I don't care. I love it. I ate my first hot pepper, really, really hot Thai strain pepper when I was 7 years old and got wrecked. My ears burned, everything. I've been in love since then. I eat hot sauces. I eat hot peppers with every meal. And so for me, most of the time, now there's times if I spend money on a challenge or something, you know, I'm going to spend some money once in a while. But most of the time, it's just, I'm literally just putting the camera on and doing what I do. That's it. Pickles, same thing. Pickles can be.
They're going to have fun. Have fun with it.
Exactly. Amen. All right, guys, we're going to get going. Jimmy, love you, brother. I'll be placing an order in the next in the next 2 to 3 days. When's the sale end? Friday?
Oh, no, I'm keeping it to the rest of the year, and I might even extend it for an extra month or two. I still have more to upload. I'm not uploading till about February. My schedule is just way too big. I need to invent the 8th working day. It's the only way I'm going to make it.
That's right. Well, try to get some rest when you can, brother. I love you. Thank you for everything you've done for me and for everybody else, man. You've always been there for me. You've helped me out. You've blessed me. Yeah, man, look forward to doing business with you. I'll be placing an order, I think Friday.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. And I'll crank those
God bless
out.
everybody. Right. Thank you, guys. Have a good